Alright guys, so we got one for you today. My red Jeep is having a little bit of a hard time getting some hot air blowing through, so I got to get in there and flush the cooling system on the heater core. So I thought I'd bring you guys along and see what we can do. Alright guys, here's Riva's engine. I just rebuilt this engine and I completely forgot to flush the heater core, so I'm not getting very good heat. And if you can't tell, we're getting into the winter. It's winter anyways, but you know, I thought I'd bring you guys along and show you how to do this. Alright, let's get into it. So on these 4 rows, you got to take off this radiator hose and this radiator hose. What we're going to do is flush it forward, so through this hose first, and then we'll flush it backwards and do that a couple of times back and forth. That will make it so nothing can be stuck going in one way and out the other. So that's how you should do it. It makes it go a lot better, a lot smoother. So let's take these off. Alright guys, so this is what I like to use is vice grips to get these clamps off. We'll get these off real quick. Slide them up. Get them out of your way. Make sure they're off of the spot they're hooked up to, I guess. And then you just want to wiggle the hose. And if it wants to be a little stubborn, fight back and use a screwdriver and stick it up back underneath there and get a hold of, like, underneath and break that seal. This one's broke free. Let's see if we can get this one. This one kind of sucks because of how long it is. Oh, we got it. Alright. Make sure you got your bucket. Catch any of the coolant, especially if you want to save the coolant. Okay, we got those two out of the way. This is where it gets messy, so we need to use a hose or some kind of spigot and shoot water into there and clear out that heater core.
Alright guys, so what you want to do is grab one end of the hose and grab your hose for water and just hold them tightly together. Seal that and push this hose down, just so it doesn't shoot everywhere when you push water through. Just hold it really, really tight, as tight as you can, and just let the water spray inside. Give your hands a second to warm up after that freezing cold first attempt. Yeah, that was cold. Alright, I'm going to do this again and flush the front hose first. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to drop that. Come back. Sorry guys, for some reason I lost my audio in this part, so voiceover is necessary. Alright, so we'll tuck this hose over there, and we'll do the back flush now. So grab the other hose. I don't know how I got it in this spot, but come back. Come on. Damn, I really put that in a weird spot. Okay, well, there we go. Alright, so same thing as the front. We're just gonna shove it on there and push water through. Make sure it seals. Or try to seal it the best you can. Keep that pressure up. Sometimes spurts of pressure helps too, so try that if it's not working. Did I mention to you guys how cold that was? Oh my gosh. Not very pleasant. Alright, we'll back flush it again. I mean, if you had a spigot that you could just put inside the hose, this would be a lot easier and it wouldn't spray anywhere, but I'm lazy and don't want to go to the store. Alright guys, then it's just rinse and repeat. Do the front again, and then front flush it, and then back flush it again, and keep doing that until it starts coming out really clean. And then what I did was just flushed it, I think probably 3-4 times back and forth. Don't forget to look at the water that's coming out of the other hose and see what it looks like. Alright guys, then I grab an air hose, front flush the heater core with air. This will break up any material that's in there that the water is just going right past. Then back flush it as well. Yep, just rinse and repeat. Alright, once you get everything flushed, you want to grab your air hose again, and then front flush it with the air hose until no water comes out. You want to make sure nothing is coming out of this heater core. Front flush and back flush. It's really bad if water is still in there, especially if you use 50-50. You want to make sure it's as clean as possible in there, especially during the winter. I mean, you wouldn't want to crack a block from it freezing in there, would you? I know I wouldn't. So, it's a pretty crucial step. Try not to forget it. Then go ahead and put your hoses back on. Back in the orientation they just were. And then once you get from there, put your hose clamps back on, and then you're all good. Make sure the hose clamps are where they're supposed to be at. If you forgot, there's a crease on the hose from the hose clamp.
Alright guys, now that you got this hose on and this hose on, we're going to make sure that we bleed the cooling system and make sure that coolant goes all the way through the Jeep. So go ahead and start your Jeep and let it idle for a little bit. Get it nice and hot. Make sure your heater is actually on, otherwise it won't circulate. So make sure that's all the way on. You can have it on defrost, that's probably the better choice. And then just have it full blast. And then just let it idle for a bit. Alright, if you look very closely, you'll see that there's no coolant showing at the top of the radiator, so let's add some coolant. I can guarantee you guys I don't have enough, so I'm going to have to run to the parts store. But I do have some in my overflow that will get sucked back in. So yeah, just let it get up to temp and make sure that your heat is working pretty good. Alright guys, now you should be feeling the fruits of your labor. You should be able to notice a big difference in your temp that's coming out of your dash. I feel a massive difference. I think it needs a little more coolant, but other than that, I think we're solid. That's pretty warm, especially for that temp. So just throw your radiator cap back on and let it build pressure. Let it do its thing. Alright guys, that's how simple it is to flush your heater core. I made it look a little harder than it needed to be, but hey, that's what the bloopers are for. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It's my first take on trying to record some kind of repair or tutorial on something. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Look forward to seeing you guys. We'll talk to you later. Who knows what venture lies ahead, guys? Stay tuned and you'll be able to see the next one.